archetypes are universal, inborn models of people, behaviors, or personalities that play a role in influencing human behavior. They were introduced by the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, who suggested that these archetypes were archaic forms of innate human knowledge passed down from our ancestors.
Aloha! Happy New Year, everybody! This is my first reading this year, and it's the first new moon of 2021. So I decided to be festive, and today we're going to do something interesting. We're just going to do a reading to see what you're manifesting. And while the positions sometimes entail the future, I am not a fortune teller. I am simply an energy reader, and I read the current potentials. But it is always up to you in the present to make your decisions and your choices. That's what free will is all about. And your free will brought you here. So let's see what the cards have in store for you today. So this is set number 1 today, and the angel card that I picked might be a little bit of a guidance for you. Flexibility, okay? And that's with the Universal Weight Tarot. Set number 2 today has the little angel card Play. That's the Oceanic Tarot. Set number 3 today is the Purpose Angel. And that's with the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. And finally, set number 4 has the Sisterhood and Brotherhood Angel. And it's with the Crowley Thoth Tarot. So take a moment to yourself, take a deep breath, and choose from one of 4. If you check the description box, there will be a timestamp, and it'll say 1, 2, 3, or 4. Select yours, and I'll see you at that timestamp. Hello, set 1. You chose the Flexibility card, and this is your Celtic cross reading. Today I've decided to have it facing me so that I can really see what's going on and give you a sum up of the situation. But I will tell you each position before I turn it over, and then I'll go into a description once they're all turned over. Okay, so the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. That's beautiful. At the present, we have the Three of Cups. The energy crossing the present. Ooh, the Lovers. Your conscious state of mind, the Nine of Pentacles. Subconscious state of mind, the Five of Wands. Past energies still affecting the present, the Three of Swords. The future energies affecting the present, the Queen of Pentacles. The energies within, the Three of Wands. What's surrounding you, your current environment, and your relations to others. The Four of Cups. Your greatest fears and your greatest hopes. The Five of Cups. And the general outcome. The Seven of Wands. All right, so I don't really read reversals. I just take note when they come up reversed. And it just shows me that the energies are just slower, etc., depending on the other cards around them. But I always write them because it tells me a better story. So what I see is, first of all, that you could be a water sign. This is a Queen of Cups. So the general prevailing energy of your reading is that of an open heart, emotions, looking for love. Maybe experiencing love even, having a lot of love to give. But this could very well be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. and it's a very feminine energy, okay? So this is the main theme, so to speak, of your reading. Again, in the present, I see more love energy with the Lovers coming into play and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups shows me that you're in a moment of having really beautiful relations with the people around you. There's a really lovely exchange. There are some very good friendships, very good connections. And I do see a lot of threes in this reading. So with this Lovers coming in, what I see is that there has been heartbreak. But because it came up in the reverse, I feel like this is really over now. That time of heartbreak is ending. Yes, it's still affecting that feeling in the present, but I think you have faith now in the present that everybody that was involved, it seems like there was a third party type of situation, that everyone can actually come out on top. And that's what you want. You're aiming for harmony. But you are also very much wanting to be in a relationship. And that relationship is happening as we speak. That energy is coming in right now. And the heartbreak is gone. And what's coming next, even though it might take a bit of time to actually manifest, is that you will feel like you are the one and only, the true partner for this person that's coming in. Traditionally, this is the wife card. And this could be an earth sign. This could be also a Taurus or a Virgo, Capricorn. But it doesn't have to be. These are just energies, right? So this could be you. You could be the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. It just means that while you're preoccupied with love on an energetic level, what's coming for you is also material fulfillment with a family situation. And, you know, if you were a masculine looking at this and you like women, these could be women coming into your life. Or if you're in a same-sex relationship, this could be someone with those energies, you know, or you could be that person with those energies. So apply it as you feel it resonates with you. Okay, but the Lovers is coming into play right now. And consciously, you've gotten very comfortable with being on your own. You've definitely accomplished a lot on a material level. And you've come to a place of peace, and you're proud of your accomplishments. But you do know that there's more that you want, and that is coming. So that's very positive. This is really good. But subconsciously, there's still this feeling that there could be a struggle. You somehow have this subconscious belief that you need to fight for love, and you need to fight for what you deserve. And I think it would serve you well to become aware of this belief and to also let it go, because it doesn't always have to be a fight. Sometimes things simply flow. So that's a little bit of an energy. It could be frustrated sexual energies as well. You might not have had the adequate outlet for your creativity and your passion. The energies within you, though, are very good, and that's another 3. And, you know, because this is within you, I think you're realizing that, yes, this third-party situation has affected how you feel inside, but I think you now know, it's like this person realizes that these two wands belong together, and this one, you know, has its own purpose, and it's okay, and this person is ready to move forward. So you're looking to your new horizons in an optimistic way, and you have confidence that you can make this work. However, there is someone in your environment that's offering you an opportunity for love, and for some reason you're not really wanting to see it. Or it could be in the reverse. You're offering this love because this Lover's energy is there, but this person isn't quite able to receive it. Not fully. Because this is like a divine gift of love. This is a higher love. And it could be that you're just meditating on it for a while longer. You really want to take your time, because I think this person is still very much focused on the 3 and doesn't realize there's a higher divine guidance that's coming in and bringing things forward. And I see a progression here, because in the greatest fears and hopes is that 5, and 5s are traditionally cards of disappointments, which is still ruling you from the subconscious. But again, it's the 3 and the 2. So the 3 is a thing of the past. They've fallen over, and now the 2 are still standing. And really, all you have to do to right your fears is turn around and see that those 2 cups are there, still standing for you. Stop focusing on that 3. That's done. That's a done deal from the past. So the card that came up for you was flexibility with the angel cards. So I feel like in your reading, this is saying it's time to be flexible and see what the divine gift that's being offered to you from God, from the higher powers, from your angel, this cup, this opportunity. It's time to focus on the opportunity, the cup of love, the unconditional love. And finally, we have this card. It's the 7 of Wands, and it's a beautiful card. I mean, you're going to be able to express those energies. There's still going to be a little bit of this feeling of having to fight, but maybe that's just your nature. You feel that if you have to fight for something, then it's worthwhile. And if that's your style, then that's the way you're going to have to do it. So I would say there's going to be a little bit of a delay in fully manifesting this lover's energy that's really, really important to you in the moment. It's the main energy crossing the present. And with that 3 of Cups, I feel like you have amazing resources with your friends to be able to get to the bottom of it, and they will help you through. This is a very positive energy. And so in the outcome, I see you achieving what you want after a long struggle. So that's the general reading that I'm getting for you. I'm going to take one more card from the Romance Angels, since this is very much a love reading. And that's not what they're all going to be. I'm simply going to go for what the messages that come through the strongest are. But today, yours was definitely showing me that. So let's see. Set number 1, flexibility pile. What is the Romance Angel message from their divine guides, angels, from Source? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So perhaps turn your news off. But what I see is a couple of newlyweds who are walking away together, okay? So it's perhaps time to spend some one-on-one time with that person and let everything surrounding you that's going on, you know, on the news, on the media, even people and friendships, kind of let that all go and really focus on what really matters to you. Take a little you time, retreat. And then at the bottom of the deck, wedding. Isn't that funny? I said it looked like a married couple. Well, there you go. I think this is a very clear message for you. So this situation involves marriage. And I mean, sometimes I've seen readers say, you know, it could be that that person is married. That could be. I mean, it could be that that person has to get divorced, but I feel like you're the one getting married. So that's your reading for today. I hope it resonated. And if not, choose another set. And I'll see you in the next one. Many blessings. Hello, set 2. You chose the little angel card play. Welcome to your reading. So today I've decided to have the Celtic cross facing me. And I will say what every position is before I turn the card over, but then I will give you a sum up all at the same time, okay? So the bottom of the deck today, we have, ooh, powerful, death transformation. So big time of changes for sure. In the present moment, we have the Ace of Cups. The energy crossing the present is the 3 of Cups. In the conscious state of mind, the 3 of Wands. Subconscious, 7 of Swords, loss. Sorry, I haven't been saying the name of the card. So the Ace of Cups is love. The energy crossing is reunion. The conscious state is motivation. The subconscious is loss. Energies from the past still affecting the present. The Queen of Wands, passion. Energies coming into play in the future. The Queen of Swords, resilience. This is within you, how you're doing, how you relate to yourself. Oh, beautiful, the world, regeneration. This is how you relate to others, your environment, what's there for you at this moment. The Four of Cups. Boredom. These are your greatest hopes and your greatest fears. King of Pentacles, trust. And the outcome of your reading. Four of Swords, recovery. All right, so first of all, you chose the play card, which tells me that it's really important for you to treat the way life comes at you, even when it's super intense and sometimes heavy and difficult, treat it playfully. Remember what it's like to be a child. Don't lose your sense of discovery. Don't lose your sense of playfulness. No matter what comes at you, if you can be playful with it, it will instantly lighten the energy. And I do feel the energy needs to be lightened because this transformation death card is extremely deep. And there's nothing wrong with depth. It's just that it's overwhelming. And this is the energy surrounding your reading. So I would say that right now you are emotionally overwhelmed with all the changes taking place and with your own upgrading. Transformation is an upgrade. When things around us fluctuate intensely, it means that you are growing that much faster. So spiritually, when anything, even if you have a flu or you have a cold, it's always a sign that you are upgrading, okay? And so when changes are happening on a big scale, as they have been for all of us on the planet, you know, last year and now this year as well, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. But death is a transformation. So do your best not to be afraid and just be playful with the fact that it is part of the cycle. And take it as a child would, as a surprise, okay? So in the present, I feel this came up in the reverse, but it's definitely there. And this is a card of really opening your heart. And because it came up upside down, I think you're afraid of opening your heart, but you have a beautiful heart. You have so much love to give. This is the highest, most unconditional love. And I think it's time for you to really get in touch with that. And again, in that childlike, innocent way, in that innocent way. And I know it's easier said than done, like open your heart. But if you're consciously thinking about it, you'll realize that every moment is a true gift. And don't close yourself off to that, okay? Because the energy crossing is actually really beautiful. It's the Three of Cups. And this is very similar to the first reading. There are several cards that came up again. And yeah, the Three of Cups is very much about friendships, connections, people who elevate you, and surround yourself with people who raise your frequency. That's really important. I think that's really going to help you lift your own heart up. So, you know, I know we're not supposed to have gatherings, but you could have a small gathering with your bubble of closest people and connect with them, you know? Stay connected, because that's very positive energy for you. In your conscious state of mind, motivation. So you are driven and you want to accomplish things. You want to set things in motion. You have plans, and that's really positive. There's a lot of creative energy. You definitely have some passions that you want to share with the world. And I think this is the perfect time to do that. Set it in motion. However, subconsciously, yes, you definitely have a sense of loss that's kind of bogging you down. And with this death card, I would believe that you've definitely experienced some kind of a loss. And this could be of any kind, probably different for different people watching. It could have been an actual physical loss. It could have been, you know, loss of employment. I know for many people right now that's the case. It could have also been a relationship that ended. It's just a general sense of loss, losing your identity, losing your belongings even, right? And that's still with you very much, constantly running as a default. So you may want to bring your awareness to that, because I feel that that's where you need to become a bit more playful with it. Because yes, loss happens and loss can be very devastating, But it's so important to remember that it's part of the process and to keep your heart open to whatever the divine wants you to experience. If you believe in destiny, it's all part of the plan. All you can do is your very best at any time, including experiencing the loss that you feel more consciously instead of letting it, I believe that when you don't face the shadow aspects within you, they come back to bite you in the butt. And that's why I like readings, because it shows you, oh, this is the shadow aspect that's controlling me unconsciously. I want to change that. And when you actually face them head on, problems don't have as much of a weight over you. Do you know what I'm saying? So in the past, what I see is a feminine energy, but it's the passion card. But the Queen of Wands is a very empowered, very assertive. It can also mean that she has been angry. So if this applies to you or it's someone in your life, this person has been very passionate in expressing themselves and asserting themselves, and maybe even impulsive at times. And what I see changing is that they're finally going to become more logical. In the future, this feminine energy is actually going to take a hold of her passions and decide with her intellect what it is that she really wants to do, what serves her, what truly serves her. Because it's all fine to be passionate, but if you're impulsive, you may jump into things. And again, I did say be playful, so that's really great that you've accomplished so many amazing things by being that playful, spontaneous person. But it is also really important to hone your higher intellectual skills. And this could even be higher learning, just being a little bit more in charge of your passions. And I see that happening for you. You're going to be able to really, I think through this transformation that's happening, you're still going to have this. This is still going to affect who you are, obviously. But it's going to become a lot calmer. You're going to be able to really be more meditative about how you go into the world. And so I see a nice balance here. I see a person who's very cool and collected, but has that passion when she or he needs it to propel them forward, and that motivation. So within you, definitely a period of regeneration. So with that death, I see this really as a big transformation, but in a beautiful way, because regeneration is completely rebuilding yourself from the ground up. But rebuilding, this is the World card, so it's really about attaining all your greatest wishes and manifesting them. And if you can have the vision, you can manifest it. So you are definitely creating that vision within, and it's quite clear, and that's beautiful. You're building it up. And if you're still uncertain, don't worry, because I feel like you're really coming together with it. And it's going to involve many other people as well. That's what I feel. So surrounding you right now, there's a bit of boredom. Some of the energies are a little bit lackluster. And well, let's just say that the environment is very confining for many right now. And this is a general reading. So I do feel that there are some impediments in your environment. But in this particular deck, even though it's called boredom, I mean, boredom is a luxury, really. Because if you can afford to be bored, it means that you've got it pretty good. At least you're not struggling for survival. So I think that's still a positive thing. And that's part of this reverse Ace of Cups. Like, learn to appreciate what you do have. Because that's the key to finding the love and your passion and connection to Source and God and your angels, right? And being bored, it could be it's the people around you who are like that. And if that's the kind of energies that you're feeling, I don't feel that they serve you. I think it's very important to remember that even if it is the four walls of your home, how beautiful. Look at these golden cups. Be grateful. Be grateful. Don't be bored. You know, boredom is the lack of your own creativity. And you are very motivated, so stop letting that happen. And if people around you are like that, don't surround yourself with them. Go to the people that lift you up. See how that cup in the center is raised? You need those people who do that for you energetically. All right? So your greatest hopes and your greatest fears, it sounds like you want to manifest trust in a relationship, a partner, and also finances. So what it's telling me is that there's no need to fear. Trust that you will be divinely guided and you will be fine. Your prosperity will be more than enough. As well as if you're looking for a relationship, it's turtles and they sort of tend to move slowly, but they are in the water, which is their natural element where they move the fastest. And I feel it's going to come to you sooner than you think. And this is both the love aspect and the monetary aspect. And in the outcome, we have another 4, and 4s can be a little bit confining and limiting. So like your environment, like what I was saying, and this is definitely very much just the state of the world, right? And I think just take this time for you to recover, or just watch as the world recovers from all these crazy situations of job losses and, you know, people not being well and mental illnesses even. And I think it's just a good time for you to recover from this intense transformation that you've been going through and this sense of loss that you've experienced. Take your time, but things are going to be really good for you. I see that amazing prosperity and relationship really manifesting, someone with an offer really coming in. And part of you is also afraid of that. You know, it's part of your fears. It's in the hopes and fears, but it's coming for you for sure. So I'd like to take one of these angel cards for you to give you a final message for your reading. So give yourself the time to recover. Surround yourself with the people who raise you up, and even with your motivation and your projects. Again, that's the kind of energy you really need. And balance the passion with the intellect, which you are already learning to do. Give yourself time to recover from your losses. Face your shadow side. And what are the guides saying for set number 2? Oh, this one just came out. So faith, beautiful. So look at that. She's just closing her eyes and letting it take her where it needs to. Have faith. Have faith that there is a divine plan. And the bottom of the deck, retreat. Very beautiful. So take the time. If you have experienced a great loss of some sort, take the time to gather yourself, regenerate, and when the time is right, you'll come out very strong. I feel like I also want to take a romance angel for you, just for fun. Set number 2. What is in store for them romantically? Ooh, deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Very interesting. But then at the bottom of the deck, it says it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive. The brightest energy of all, which is love. So it's not just me telling you to open your heart. It's a double message. I think it's very important for you to focus on that, and maybe it is you. And I felt that when I first saw this card. I feel it's you that's wearing the false mask. It's time to be more authentic in your relationships and reveal who you really are, because it is safe for you to love. I hope this resonated. And if not, you can select another set of cards, and I'll see you in the next one. Blessings. Hello, set 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Purpose Angel, and this is your Celtic cross reading. I'm going to tell you every position before I turn it over, but I will do a sum up after they're all turned over. Okay, so the bottom of the deck for you today is the King of Swords. In the present, ooh, the Ace of Cups. How beautiful. The energy crossing, the Nine of Swords. What's in your conscious state of mind right now? The Wheel of Fortune. And what's in your subconscious driving you? The Three of Wands. Wow, this one's come up in every reading so far. It's interesting, they're kind of correlating from one reading to the next. These are the energies from the past still affecting the present. Oh, very nice. The Eight of Pentacles. And the energies coming into play in the future. The Four of Cups. Definitely a lot of correlations between readings today. This is how you relate within yourself where you're at. The Seven of Wands. This is what's in the environment right now and how are you relating to it. The Hanged Man came upside down. These are your greatest fears and your greatest hopes. The Ace of Swords. Powerful energies. And the outcome. The World, which also came up in the reverse. Now, I don't really read reversals. I notice what they are and it gives me a feeling, but I always write them. It just, to me, it just means energies that might be slowed down or ending, that kind of thing. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, what I see is a masculine energy, possibly an air sign. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, a very decisive person, someone who's accomplished, intelligent, honest, and determined. Very clear-minded. So this is the energy sort of prevailing, and it could just be a time for you to be decisive, or that there's someone in your environment that represents that at this moment. Okay? So in the present moment with the Ace of Cups, and then it's crossed by the Nine of Swords. So what I see is that you have fallen in love. There's someone from your past that you have built something very considerable with, and you're truly in love with them. But you are obsessing about this situation. For some reason, there's something about it that is giving you this feeling that maybe you can't hold on to them. It's that too good to be true kind of feeling. And with the energies coming into play, there is this sort of turning away from your heart energy that's coming into play. And it could be them. It could be that they're very busy with work and maybe sometimes don't have time for you. That could be one of the possible scenarios. But it could also simply be that there has been a lot of changes in your consciousness, the wheel of karma, the wheel of fortune. What goes up must come down, and vice versa. There are some intense karmic changes taking place in your life, and you're very aware of this at the moment. And I think every decision bears a lot of weight, because it seems like there is a time to make a very firm decision. And it does seem to be about love and where your heart is at and what truly fulfills you. And you've been obsessing about this incessantly. I also see that in the past there was like a solid career, and maybe that part right now seems to be a little bit of a concern. So for some of you, that's how I see it manifested. But there's a lot of motivation within you, and you have a lot of creativity within you that is untapped. So subconsciously, you're actually in a good place. What's running as a default in the back of your mind is actually very good. So you can rely on your instincts, you can rely on your intuition, you can rely just on your natural responses, okay? Because you're in a very firm place at a subconscious level. That's why it's so important to know this position in this card. And within you, you have also a lot of energy, and you are kind of battling some of your own ideas at the moment. And I do see that here, you know, this is sort of the obsessing about the situation. But I think you've come to a point where you're like, well, I have to decide here how I'm going to tackle this. And I may have to fight for this if I really want it. And I think you know that, and you're prepared to fight for it. You're prepared to fight, whether it is, you know, to keep yourself financially viable, whether it is to accept the love from this person or turn it down, you are going to fight. And sorry, I'm going to jump ahead here to the greatest hopes. You're looking for the truth, because the aces, there are two aces, and aces represent fresh starts. So in a sense, you're afraid of that fresh start because it may also mean cutting something loose. But the choice is really entirely up to you whether you want to cut it loose. Because in one way or another, you're fighting either for yourself or for somebody else, okay? And with this Hanged Man in the environment, but it came up in the reverse. So at first I love the Hanged Man in the reverse because it's someone who has an epiphany. It's someone who finally is like, wow, I can be free. And it's interesting because, you know, the wheel of karma, even though it's a 10, I see it like looking like the zodiac in the 12 signs. Sorry, didn't mean to give you guys the finger. Basically, so it looks a lot like an astrological chart. And the 12, you know, represents the 12 months, the zodiac. So it's the completion of a cycle. So in the reverse, I see that it came up and it is truly the end. There's no more limbo, okay? The limbo that's currently in your environment is really coming to an end. And it's going to be through decisive action, either from you or from somebody else. But there's definitely a new start coming into play and something that you have to fight for. And in the outcome, the world came up. And again, in the reverse. So what I see with this is that the opportunities are infinite, but the energies are going to stay blocked for as long as they need to. And that's, you know, decisive action can only be taken once all the truth is known. And I think that's what you're waiting for. And that's why you're sort of afraid, but you're also excited. That's why it's your greatest fear, but also your greatest hope. Because the moment that truth does set you free, it's not always what you want to hear, but it sets you free to move forward. And I see some really beautiful things coming into play for you. These are the 4 cardinal signs. We have Taurus, Leo, we have Scorpio represented by the eagle, and Aquarius. And just briefly, the reasons, Scorpio is one of the signs that has been represented by the lizard at its lowest. So they could become addictive, they can become self-destructive, right? Then there's just Scorpion, which is known to sting itself if surrounded by a circle of fire because they're so proud. And then there's the eagle. The eagle is having the overview. So I think it's very important to keep that in mind as you seek for the truth. You want to have the highest vantage point, the point of the eagle, to understand the truth so that you can cut yourself free. And you know, this is something that has had a lot of potential in your past. So I feel like it's worth fighting for. I really feel like it's worth fighting for. Don't turn away from it. And allow, you know, nothing is ever constant. And I think you're understanding that. Nothing is ever guaranteed. There is no such thing. That's why we're alive. Being alive means there are risks involved, but that's okay. And you may have to take that gamble, but once and for all, because I think that you're tired of the limbo. I think you're ready to set yourself free. That's what I see with your environment. Your environment is going to change, and the minute you do make that decision, that world is just there waiting for you. It's a world of opportunities. And with purpose, that's the card that you chose. And I think that your purpose is very tied into, this looks like a person with a lot of purpose, what you've cultivated and you've built for yourself, be it, you know, a business, a relationship, a family. This is something worth fighting for. And it's important for you at this time to be decisive and stop obsessing. You've done enough of that. And, you know, don't turn away from the gifts, the divine gifts that are coming to you. Don't stay focused on the negative. Look up. Look up. Take the eagle's viewpoint, because your heart is just pouring with so much love, and you do not want to cage that up. Let it flow. I almost see these swords coming sideways. You see how the rays from the cup, it's like free it. You don't want this energy crossing that. That's blocking it, okay? So it's time to stop obsessing and be decisive. And I think you're seeing the truth very, very soon. It's coming into your level of consciousness. The wheel of karma will make it very clear to you. The wheel of fortune will bring you fortune. And I'm also going to take a little romance angel for you. Let's see what the message is. set 3 was their divine romance angel. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. It's so funny because I was just looking at that faith side because I had picked it for the last reading, and I feel like it does apply to you. And then at the bottom of the deck for you, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, so it could be that that's what you're obsessing about. You might need this break to really sort yourself out. And find your own purpose to build yourself into the world and your career and all the things that you've worked so hard for. And I think we're gonna do a romance angel for you. Sorry, not the romance angel, the saints and angels card for you as well. Set number 3. What's the message that they need to leave this reading with? Sleep, guardian angel. All right, sleep on it. I feel like it's a matter of, I got this like 2 or 3 days and you'll know. Okay, and then vision. You may get a vision in your dreams as to the clarity and the solution that you need. So pay attention to your dreams at this time. And you may even have a daydream. Use your intuition. Go on a vision quest. All right, I hope this reading resonated for you. And if it didn't, select another one and I'll see you in the next one. Many blessings. Hello, set 4. Welcome to your Celtic cross reading. Today I've decided that I will have the cards facing me, but I will let you know what each card is before I turn it over, what each position represents, and then I will give you a sum up of your reading. All right, so the bottom of the deck today, you chose sisterhood, brotherhood, by the way, which is really beautiful. It's really a sense of working with others and community, humanity. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool, which I'll get into it shortly, but it's definitely an all-encompassing type of energy. It's the Joker. It's anything is possible kind of energy, okay? So this is the present moment, the Sun. This is the energy crossing the present, the Hanged Man. It's so interesting. There's been a few cards from each reading, sort of, it's like a metamorphosis, and some gravitate into the next reading. So some of you may be watching all of them. This is your conscious state of mind, the Hierophant. Wow, so many major arcana. And this is your subconscious state of mind, the Devil. Oh my goodness. This is really intense. Okay, the energies from the past still affecting the present. Adjustment. Justice traditionally. And the energy coming into play. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. Wow. This is how you relate within yourself, where you're at inside. The Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness, this reading is just way intense. This is how you relate to your environment, people around you, what's going on. Debauch. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Your greatest hopes and your greatest fears. The Priestess, the High Priestess. This is crazy how many major arcana so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 11, because I'm counting the bottom of the deck. Anyways, and the outcome. The Queen of Swords. All right, so with sisterhood, brotherhood, first of all, I'm really getting this feeling that you are someone who is involved in their community. And you definitely have a network of people. And right now, it's all being thrown for a huge loop. But it's exciting, okay? This is exciting as much as it's really uncertain. And it's like, oh man, the energy is like, where do I go from here? It's like, it's kind of like the Big Bang. It's like, all right, let's just start over then. But at the same time, there's a lot of excitement that comes into play with this because especially with the sun energy, the sun is like, wow, again, that's part of why I think I saw this Big Bang energy. It's like there's a real union of soulmates. I feel like you have met your soulmate, and it doesn't have to be a lover. It could be the sisterhood, brotherhood kind of thing, you know, a family member. But you in the present are aligned with the divine counterpart that is meant for you. And that's a really beautiful energy. It's really a fresh start kind of energy, especially with these aces. The energy crossing the present. So in the past, I see this reverse adjustment. So this is usually a marriage card, a togetherness card. It came up in the reverse, which tells me that if you were in that kind of an entanglement, or perhaps the person that you're with was, that sort of shifted. And that's why it came up in the reverse, okay? And the energy crossing right now is this limbo energy of the Hanged Man, but it is the completion of a cycle, and hence the zero, the Joker energy. It's like, okay, something was reversed to do with legalities, with marriage, and it could have been you and your current partner, or one of you with your previous partner, but that situation has come to an end effectively. And now it's hung up. It's in that sort of limbo state where it's like, what's next? And what's next is like, whoa, it's the new start. It's the Ace of Wands. It's powerful. This is a highly charged creative energy, sexuality, anger, spirit. It represents any of those. So in whatever way that applies to your situation, this is that explosive forward burst of starting a new venture with passion and drive, okay? So it's definitely a fresh start with you and your soulmate that's gonna take place. And what I see is that consciously you're very much hung up on the traditional ideas of what something like this has to mean, you know? Let's say even in a same-sex relationship, you would want a marriage, okay? This is very much a marriage card, and especially with this sun, and then I just really see your divine partner. And it could be karmic, it could be a twin flame. I'm getting a twin flame feeling because especially with this flame sparking up, I think that's exactly what's happening in the present. And it's just a tying up of loose ends from the past that needs to take place for this limbo to kind of work itself out. Okay, so in the subconscious, there's a lot of repressed, I believe, sexual energy, creativity. There's also a really deep desire for success and attaining things in the world, consciously and subconsciously. There's very much a wanting of tradition, a firm foundation, a solid fort to build a legacy. So I do see some energies though that are controlling you. You'll be coming out with a lot. In the past, it was maybe more kind of cool and collected. I'm feeling a lot of very powerful sexual energies because in your environment as well, there's a bit of this debauchery. Just be careful with that because the devil is temptation. And I believe subconsciously this can get to you. And it will be manifesting in your environment as well. And I mean, that could be an indulgence in food. It could also be an indulgence in drugs. But sometimes work can be addictive for some people as well. You know, being addicted to money. There is such a thing. It's about bringing a balance in life, right? But within you, you are in a very beautiful heart space. You're a very highly evolved person. You've learned how to love yourself. So this is some subconscious energy that's still kind of, it could be as simple as just repressed sexuality. You know, you may just need to get laid for some of you. But for others, I think it goes deeper. There is a sense of enslavement and addiction that you carry with you when it comes to this type of relationship. And sometimes that can manifest itself in the not so, like this is a beautiful, pure energy. If you couple these two energies, it's wow, there's love and passion, okay? So you can have both of those, but you can also take it over the top. And then it gets like drama, you know? And I think the part of maturing is rising above drama. And even though it seems like it's exciting and all that, these are past patterns that are not serving you anymore. And I think it's important to let them go when this limbo ends and to keep things pure. And actually, I think you want that too, because your greatest hopes and greatest fears are the priestess. And the high priestess is someone who's extremely intuitive, someone who really owns themselves. She owns herself. The high priestess is like the direct link to God, right? So all she needs to do is go within, and she's channeling the divine. She knows what's right for her. She knows what she resonates with. She knows what she doesn't want to align with. And so I think that in a way it's your greatest fear, because maybe part of you just wants to have fun and get dirty, so to speak. But I think you know that it's just not worth the heavy karmic prices that you pay to have that sort of instant gratification, all right? And in moderation, again, that's also part of life and enjoyment. It's okay to have that Christmas dinner, but have it at Christmas. You're not going to have Christmas dinner, every day of the week. Or if you want those French fries. I'm just using these analogies to help you understand how that it can apply also within relationships and friendships. Demanding too much of others. People overstaying their stay. All of that is that debauch energy. It's that little bit too much, a little bit too long, a little bit, and it's not a balanced energy, right? And so in the outcome, especially right now where everything is in such a limbo and in such a fresh new start that's happening for you, you are actually in a very brand new place that you've never been before, of clarity and love within you. And so I think at this moment, especially, it's so important for you to be aware of these subconscious energies that are still kind of, sometimes you're sending out the wrong signals, and that's why you're manifesting this kind of energy in your environment. So start becoming aware of these latent drives that you have and bring them into clarity. And don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. Because the outcome, what I get is this very clear, beautiful, pristine, feminine energy who's kind of cutting the masks of the old and of the past that do not suit this new person that she has become, this highly evolved being. And now she can finally rest on her throne and breathe the fresh air and be empowered. And even if you're a he, this is just about triumphing over, she has this beautiful crystal child on her crown, and she's kind of removed the mask of the old. And it's really a crystallization of something innocent and something pure and a fresh start. And the fresh start to really manifest this ultimate twin flame soulmate, which is already in your present. And the reason I say I'm not a fortune teller is because I believe in the eternal now. Everything is, everything has always been, and everything will forever be. That's how psychics and intuitives can see the future. That's how we get visions of our future in our dreams, many of us, because it's already happened, the eternal now. All right? On earth, we perceive time, but in the eternal, it's just one big bubble, and we're all in it at the same time. No pun intended. So let's take a romance angel for you. And I'm going to switch that one too and take one for you. That was from the previous reading. And I just always like to leave one there. All right, let's see. Set number 4. What is the message from the romance? Well, from the divine guidance. What is the romance angel message that they need? Wow, I'm really seeing the flames of the candles. I'm really feeling your twin flame connection. When I close my eyes, I see the candles. Let the flame burn high and bright. And this is the message for you. Worth waiting for. Wow, divine timing is at work in your love life. Voila. And let's see, that's so beautiful. That's really angelic. Release your ex. Wow, that's a big message for some of you. I guess you can't make room for this until you've actually released. And look at that, she's cutting it loose. I think that's a very powerful message. The time has come to clear your energy. This beautiful purity that you've cultivated within you. Don't let these energies come and throw it off. All right? And let's take a Saints and Angels card for you. Sisterhood, brotherhood. Rely on your sisters, on your brothers, on your family for support. Make the cut. Cut it loose. That's, for some of you, that's very clear, So obviously it's a general reading. It's not going to be for everybody, but you know. And hey, you always have the power to make your decisions, but this message came through very powerfully because there's someone worth waiting for you. And you know, releasing the ex can also mean releasing the past, right? All right. So let's take a card for step 4 to leave this reading with. Learning experience, guardian angel. Well, someone who I highly respect recently said to me, chalk it up to experience. That's what you do when something doesn't go the way that you want it. You look at it, you learn from it, you move on, and you become an activist, and you do great things in the world for yourself first, and then for everybody else. You're amazing. You have this priestess energy, so much wisdom, so many accomplishments with all these trump cards, and a fresh new start waiting for you. I mean, as a Queen of Swords, you have the power to do whatever you want. And that soulmate is already there for you, your twin flame. It's just waiting for you to clear the air and stop this limbo. I hope this resonated. If it didn't, please try another reading. And I'll see you in the next one. Many blessings.